Greetings and salutations, people of the internet. Austin here, and before I begin the topic of today's video, I want to give a quick shout out to Taladia Plays on YouTube. They're a great channel, and they've honestly helped promote me to where I am now, so I want to reciprocate the favor and just give a quick shout out to them. Link to their channel will be in the description down below. Yeah, they've done a good couple videos on the Arkham 2019 speculation and other DC-related projects recently, so go give them a watch. And without further ado, let's begin with the topic of today's video. As the title suggests, I'm going to be listing off a few DC characters I could see being made into potentially really well-made AAA games. Now, before I get into this, I want to clarify. I'll be leaving a few of the more popular ones out as I could do them in their own videos. Particularly Superman in this regard, as I actually have a decent idea of what a Superman game trilogy could look like. So I'm probably going to save that for its own video. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, first up on this video is a bit of an odd one, as I initially envisioned this project as a film, but with some tweaking I could easily see it being a game. The basic premise of this game is Booster Gold and the Ted Kord Blue Beetle going back in time to stop Vandal Savage from disrupting the past to take over the future, in his own fucked up image as Vandal Savage tends to do, being an immoral psychopath. So, when I envisioned this game, it's a split-screen couch co-op beat-em-up, very similar to the Arkham series in regard, but tweaked to fit the character's abilities. I could easily see certain sections with Ted being able to call in the Bug for assistance or transportation in case things get dicey in one of Vandal's fortresses. Plus, I could also easily see Booster using Skeets to act as his pseudo-detective mode, being able to scan the environment for things that'll be useful for them. But the primary draw for this game, I feel, would be the dynamic between Ted Kord and Booster Gold, as those two, ever since they've been paired together, are just a fantastic tag team and best friends. I love their chemistry and everything they've been in thus far together. Primarily Batman Brave and the Bold and the comics in which they were paired up. Just seeing the two of them kicking ass together is always a delight for me, since I think Ted Kord doesn't get as much recognition in other media as I feel he deserves. A lot of it going to Jaime Reyes, who is a great character, by the way. I do not want to shit on Jaime in any form whatsoever. Jaime is a fantastic character and a worthy successor to Ted Kord. Do not get that mixed up in any way. But that being said, I do feel that Ted should be getting a lot more recognition, and primarily in animation, I feel. Just having him show up more and interacting with the rest of the DC cast would be a treat for me. So yeah, that's the primary reasoning behind this. I could easily see them going through multiple time periods trying to stop Vandal Savage, from the far future to the distant past. Honestly, there's so many capabilities for time period shenanigans in this hypothetical game that they could choose anything and it could probably work. So, without further ado, let's move on to the next character. Okay, up next on the DC character game wish list is a personal favorite of mine, even though I got introduced to them late in life via Justice League Unlimited. And that would be Vic Sage, aka The Question. Now, what I had in mind for a Question game is very simple. Mix one part Arkham game, one part LA Noire. Essentially, the Question is tracking down a massive conspiracy. Insert whatever you want it to be for the scope of this game. Honestly, it could be anything. And while doing so, he has to fight for his life against whoever is behind said conspiracy. But, yeah, it's very simple. Vic Sage is probably one of the best detectives in the DC universe, if not the best. It's arguable between him and Batman as the #1 spot in my eyes. But yeah, the Question is a fun character. Both iterations, actually, though I prefer Vic Sage to Renee Montoya. But either or would be a good protagonist for a Question game. Though if I had it my way, I would have Vic Sage training Renee Montoya throughout this game and have her take up the mantle eventually in the future. But yeah, not as much to say on that. I think emphasizing his detective skills while trying to fight for his life would be a good route to take it. But yeah, I don't have much to say there, so let's move on, shall we? Wonder Woman is a character who I felt should have been put into video games years ago, and it blows my mind that she has not had one yet. Or her own animated series, for that matter. Come on, WB. Pick it up. Pick up the pace on those. Diana deserves both of those in my eyes as one of the Trinity. She is a fantastic character who deserves a lot more respect. But enough about that. How I envision a Wonder Woman game is fairly simple. Basically make God of War, but in the DC universe. Though less bloody, since Diana isn't as brutal as Kratos. While she's willing to kill, she would prefer not to, unless absolutely necessary. That or she's on a warpath. That's happened before, but yeah. I think the scale and scope of God of War would work fantastic with Diana, considering the Greek roots of her heritage and backstory. I always prefer the more mythological side of her rogues gallery and overall world than the more generic in comparison supervillains like Cheetah and the like there. So, if given the choice, I would prefer a hypothetical Wonder Woman game trilogy to focus on the threats from the Greek pantheon and all the legends thereof, with the more mundane stuff of the DC universe being the side missions and backdrop. So I could see her using the invisible plane to act as her fast travel, going from Themyscira, Mount Olympus, and to Gateway City, since she's frequented there as its protector from time to time in the comics, though I'm unaware if she's still in Gateway City or if Gateway City even still exists in the DC comics. I don't read a lot of Wonder Woman, to be honest, even though I really enjoy the character. It's just hard for me to find comics I'm actually interested in that aren't Batman, as terrible as that sounds for me to say time from time. But, yeah. Not as much as I would have liked to have said, but I am running out of things to say at this exact moment of this recording, so I'm going to end this here. Yeah, frankly, there are so many characters in the DC universe that you could adapt into a game, like Jonah Hex in a Red Dead Redemption-esque game. Just, oh my god, I would play the shit out of that. DC, feel free to steal this idea. Please, make this a game. Actually, no, I have to talk to Warner Brothers about that, but you get the point. Jonah Hex, Red Dead Redemption-esque game. Or make all these happen. If you make all these happen, I will be so goddamn happy you have no idea. And that's not counting all the superhero teams you could do multiplayer games with. Teen Titans, Justice League, Legion of Superheroes if you want. Maybe try to jumpstart a good Suicide Squad game again. I still feel it was a shame they canceled that from WB Montreal, but it is what it is, unfortunately, in that regard. But yeah, the possibilities for DC games are endless, so In the comments down below, let me know what you would like to see WB/DC turn into a proper video game. Like the video if you enjoyed today's rambling. Subscribe for more content. If you like what I said here today, ring the bell for notifications. And that's about it. Have a nice day, people. Austin out.